This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to Will Run For. This is your host, Tom, and with me, as always, are Aaron.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hiya.
How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
We are doing.
Yeah, getting stuff done.
Hanging in.
I did want to talk to Erin because she recommended The Good Place. And we started watching it, and I kind of like season 1, and then I wasn't liking it. And I sent her a really aggressive message, like, saying that I didn't like it. But then we kept watching, and then, like, 2 episodes later, it got, like, really funny. So I need to retract my aggression.
I just was surprised because it's a Mike Schur show, and you like him, like, because you're into Brooklyn Nine-Nine and you're into Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in line with the same type of humor. So I was a little surprised when the aggressive message came through.
Well, I messaged you. I was like, when is this going to get funny? Because, like, I thought, like, season 1 was okay. And then everyone's like, you have to wait to season 2. And we got, like, halfway through season 2. We got through, like, episode 6, and there's only 13 episodes a season. So I was like, when is this going to get good?
You know,
and then, like, the next, like, 3 episodes were hysterical. Like,
okay. And you know what? It's been a little while since I saw it. I did watch it twice, but I think the second time I watched it, I think that I had such a deeper appreciation for the whole show, knowing that I had gone through the whole end, that watching that, like, it gave you a different perspective. Because I felt that way about Parks and Rec. That first season for me was tough for me to get through.
The first
and everyone
season of Parks
told
and
me
Rec
the
is
same.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone kept telling me the same thing, like, just hang on to season 2, and it gets really good. And I was like, all right. And so I don't know whether it's those kinds of, like, comedies that they just need to get their chemistry in line or what it is, but
I don't know. I love a sitcom, so I'm liking it.
I'm glad. I feel better now. Especially when you're like, when is this supposed to be funny?
Well, and I think they're just, they are relying a little bit too much on, like, they can't swear. So, like, they say forkin and, like, sheet. Like,
yeah.
So,
I
like,
get that.
I was like, that stopped being funny, like, episode 3. And they just keep relying on it. Like,
yeah. I can see that.
So, that's what I've been up to this week is anytime we've had free time, just watching some Good Place.
Well, anybody been actually running?
I know you guys did. I don't know how you guys are going to talk about it. I feel like I'm like taking over and just talking like the whole beginning of this. But I ran 6 miles yesterday, which was a Monday, which was weird for me. But I was hungover all day on Sunday from Friday night. So,
Oh my God.
I
That's
was
great.
miserable. I woke up Saturday night at like midnight and was just puking. Not that, everyone needs that information, but that's what happened. So then I felt like trash all day Sunday and like cleaned and just kind of laid on the couch.
Yeah, we went to a concert in Hershey on Friday night and might have overindulged a little bit. And then we went to Hershey Park the next day and got on roller coasters.
It was just a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm a supportive wife, and I didn't want to just like crap all over that idea. So I was like, let's go. And then I was
gonna
miserable.
say, I feel like I saw a video of you I saw a video that you took of them on a roller coaster and you not on the roller coaster.
I don't really. The older I get, the less I like roller coasters. So I did like a couple, but I didn't do a ton.
I see that.
So
yeah,
and Tom's fine.
I mean,
Tom loves it. Like he'll do spinny and he'll do roller coasters all day.
Yeah, I mean, I get car sick. So go ahead, Tom.
I don't like the dropping ones. Like,
okay,
I hate Tower of Terror. Like, I'll go on it every single time, and it won't keep me from going on it. But I hate that free falling feeling. Everything else,
I do
everything
too.
Everything else, I'm fine with.
So yeah, I ran 6 miles yesterday and then did Orange Theory today, and I'm back into it. But it took me a full day of doing absolutely nothing to be okay to run.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What about you, Tom? You doing any training?
I mean, it's relative. I've been a little bit better at it. I had a really good run on Sunday. It was all treadmill, but I did some speed work, and I feel like I really tried. I don't know. It felt good. And then we'll get to it in a minute, but we have several reviews now. And so I owe all of these people I owe all of these people a 10K. So be careful what you wish for, because tomorrow night our running group meets, and I think we're doing hills. And
there you go.
Pretty sure I got to do a 10K in the morning.
And then do hills at night.
Good luck with that.
I mean, there's plenty of time in between, but man, thank you.
What have we been up to? We did the 2 weeks of 3 Orange Theory classes. This week we only have 2, which we haven't gone yet this week. And then we're headed to Disney again for vacation. So yeah, we did our last big long run, which turned out to not be as long as Michael had thought in his head it was going to be, which if you watched our stories, you saw in his head he was going to do 24 miles. And I looked at his map and I knew that half of it was on the Appalachian. And I thought to myself, there's no way, but I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to know that we can cut out this one loop that he had on the map.
Well, that's why I made it the way I did. I always map these out with outs where we can reduce things
except
if we
at
want.
the Grand
Sort of.
Canyon.
Well, there's no outs there. You either go or you don't go. That's it.
No, I think the problem is that he forgets how technical the Appalachian is. Where it's all ankle turn and there is no
It's all jagged rocks.
It's all jagged rocks.
Yeah.
There's no places where you can kind of run it. It's not. And so I kind of knew that going into it. I had a feeling we were not going to do 24. I wasn't quite sure what we were going to do, but I knew we weren't going to do 24.
Yeah, I feel like
so that's what we did.
I feel like you guys, that was Saturday, right? I feel like I missed all of your stories.
We didn't post them till Sunday because there's no service.
No, you posted them Saturday night.
Did I post them Saturday night?
Yeah.
We
I don't
posted them
know.
all together late. Yeah.
I
didn't
missed
post
them.
when
But
were
we
doing
posted it on Saturday night, and since you were hungover, you probably
that's
never
why,
saw
yeah.
Oh, no. I don't think
You
I
were
looked
thrown
at
up,
my phone.
yeah.
I was puking.
Yeah.
Delayed.
So,
Hangover.
yeah.
We did get
We got 14 miles in.
and 3,000 feet of climbing.
Yeah, 3,200 feet is what I think it said at the end.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad.
Wanted to get 5,000.
Well, he wanted to get 5,000 since Rockin' the Knob is 56. But also last week we had 2 heavy days at Orange Theory of hills because Tuesday and then
squats
and
lunges,
then Everest was on, or the Everest prep was on Thursday. So in Orange Theory alone, I had gotten over 1,000 feet of elevation. So the overall week, we still successfully had over 4,000 feet of elevation. So I'm okay with where we are, considering we had we have all the cross training also with it.
Yeah, my legs were really sore last week, so you guys must have been dying with the hill training on top of that.
And the lunges and the
Yeah,
squats.
so-
It was so much. It was so much.
And then, I don't know, I guess, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday, we went out last night for just a 5K, and I felt kind of crappy. I don't know. I think that it's all catching up to me. And the problem is, right now, I feel like I'm not recovering well. And I tried to start doing some yoga in the morning to help, and it has helped, but it's not I don't feel 100%. I feel like I'm not, because I'm constantly doing squats or lunges or hills or something. My legs are never recovering.
Well, I think we had 5 straight weeks between 30 and 40 miles plus 2 to 3 Orange Theory classes a week.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So,
Are you guys doing true rest days?
Yeah, we do take full days
Yeah,
off.
like Sunday we did nothing.
Yeah. After Saturday, we just decided.
And then
let's
I
just take a
think
break.
the previous Mondays have generally always been my rest day, but since we hiked on Saturday, I don't even mind doing a shakeout run, like a 3-mile, like a 5K on a couple days after to shake out the legs and get them loose again. But like, I don't know. I just still didn't feel great. This morning I went out for a run with a friend and I felt okay. So,
But we should be tapering anyway because we have labor pains coming up in a couple weeks, so it's not a big deal.
yeah. How you feeling about your Charles Street 12, Tom?
Fine, I guess.
I know you said that you were like concerned that, or you really wanted to buckle down to train for some of this stuff.
Yeah, that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened in the way that I wanted it to. I will say
I like how Hannah just laughed at you.
I will say that when we get into the reviews, that is definitely going to help get me closer to ready.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, since we ran that half in July, like, I've always just been maintaining. I haven't done more than 7, I don't think. I might do like 8 or 9 this weekend and then call it a day. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like the cross training's helping. And that's kind of what I did with Frederick. So I'm going to take the same approach. And if it bites me in the ass later, then I'll adjust for Baltimore. So I've done this race so many times. I feel like I can do it in my sleep. And technically, even though it's rolling hills, it's an elevation like decline the entire race. So basically you're running 12 miles downhill.
Yeah.
Even though there are some rolling hills. So this is like the one Baltimore race that's nice, that doesn't feel like you're just constantly building up and building up and building up.
Well, speaking of what's going to get me there. Wait,
Guys.
is that what we do first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, do we have any new 5-star reviews?
We have a lot going on this week.
Yeah. I mean, can we just mention again? I know we've gotten some interest in those 3 entries. Nothing firm. One of them is still reserved, possibly for Tom. And can we review the videotape of what his offer was, Michael?
How am I going to do that?
It was more of a joke.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to
wanted
like
you
insert
to
a
tell.
clip. I'm like, I don't have a clip ready. How am I going to play that?
Tell us.
Michael, go to the videotape.
Like, wait, I don't have anything.
We're a disaster.
All right, so I'll put it out there. If we get 5 and we're at 4, we're kind of at 4 because one of them is an Android. And it's not really an official 5-star review in Apple, which would help people find this podcast. But I 100% don't want to be prejudiced towards Android users. So
Sounds like you hurt someone's feelings, Tom.
well, I definitely recognize the review, and we appreciate every single review. No one more than the other. So thank you very much for all the reviews. If I get one more, I will register for the 10K rocking the knob. Let's get into these reviews.
Okay.
What?
Like, it's just such a technical trail run. And I mean, I feel like with my knee, I cannot do it. But I feel like
No, yeah.
I might, in a different world, try. But like, I don't know if you guys have ever run with Tom on just like a normal sidewalk or like a paved trail. Like, he is just anxiety driven the entire time on a sidewalk about tripping and falling. It's not the running that's scary. It's just, he's always like, watch your feet. Look where you're going. What? There's a rock there. There's a crack in the sidewalk. Like, it's just
That's why this offer was surprising. And one of the messages I got was, is this a real offer? And did he say it in full after I'd posted the thing on? So I went back and listened, and absolutely, Tom hands down said, if we get 5-star reviews, I will sign up for the 10K. So Tom.
Well, since Michael didn't have the audio teed up, I'll emphatically make that claim that if we get one more Apple 5-star review, please, I'll register for this race. And,
all right.
And
oh man,
and I will wrap these ankles, and I will wear very unforgiving hiking boots. I'll get through it. I was actually looking at the elevation, and basically the first 3 miles are downhill.
And I'm busy that weekend, so like if you get hurt, someone else is gonna have to go to the emergency room with you.
That's fine. I drive an automatic, like.
Oh god.
There's aid stations. There's aid stations, Diana. It's fine.
There's one aid. There's one aid station, and it's at the base of the first hill.
On the 10K. Yeah.
But,
all right. Anyway.
Okay. Let's talk about the reviews.
Let's talk about the 5-star
Okay.
reviews.
All right. We got our 4 of them. Sorry, 4. Winnie the Bish and Ferguson, who is, I believe this was Raph, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Good running podcast to listen to while running in the Diana Players. I really enjoy listening to this podcast on my runs. The hosts have good banter, and it's good.
Crack. That's pronounced crack. It's Irish, and I looked it up.
Oh,
it's I know that from the Janine Garofalo classic, The Matchmaker.
Oh.
All right, keep going.
Let's talk about that movie at some point.
It's good crack all around. I find myself laughing hysterically on my runs on occasion. Seeing a new episode drop always makes me want to get out and run so I can listen. Then we have I didn't see this one actually. Hits Drums. 5 stars for 5 miles. Super relatable running podcast with fun people. Do we know who that was?
I have no idea.
Have you heard who that is? Nope, we don't know.
We have Leah Miller. I love these guys. I can always count on them for laughs during my long runs.
Now, this one is the one that's controversial.
Yes, here we have our controversial, unofficial.
She messaged. We were messaging, and she said, well, I have an Android. Where can I leave a review? And we looked around on all the different apps, and she couldn't find one. She's like, well, that's not fair. My review should count. I'm going to make one of my own. And so she made a story. Decided that was how she was going to review
also,
us.
I feel like maybe because we accused her of being emo, we should accept it.
No, that's a different person.
That's a different person.
Wait, I just asked you guys.
You said you were talking about Leah Miller right now.
No, I'm moving on.
Oh.
I
Leah
was
Miller
on.
is the one we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I just said Leah Miller.
I was about to read the next review.
I know, and I was going back to you
Jeez.
to Leah Miller to say that she's the controversial one.
Oh,
Leah Miller.
Oh, Leah Miller's the controversial one.
Leah Miller is the one who
I'm sorry
messaged
for
and said that
accusing-
Tom was being racist against Android users.
Racist against Android users.
I would like to apologize for accusing Lil Emo of being an Android user. First of all.
All right. Can we cut all that out?
Yeah. We have N More too, Lil Emo, I believe.
Yes.
I feel like they're my running buddies. Too many running podcasts focus on elite runners. Instead, this is the perfect podcast for the regular everyday runner.
Aww.
I discovered them during the pandemic when I was running alone, and they've become my perfect running buddies. The group has great banter, and look forward to hearing how their runs are going, and race reviews. Give them a listen; you'll be hooked from the start. Apparently we found out who Cool Whip is.
So weird.
Yeah, we were over at my friend's house, and her younger brother, who is not younger anymore, he's a grown man. He comes up to me. I've known this guy pretty much his entire life. He comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm Cool Whip."
And I didn't know what he was talking about. I thought it was like because he's got like
No
a friend
context.
named,
Yeah.
because he's got like a friend that they call Goo. I was just like, well, this one's Cool Whip. Like I was like,
I was so happy. It was so cool. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
he kind of yelled it at you, like as we were walking up. He just started
my
screaming,
God.
"I'm Cool Whip," and I was like. I thought it was like, oh, that's somebody's like little brother, because he was a little younger than us. I was like, that's someone's little brother that you haven't seen your entire life, and now he's like reintroducing
God.
himself as an adult. Like, I
the
felt
name
so
Cool Whip?
dumb.
Cool
I
Whip.
felt so dumb. You know how like I don't know, you've got little like Bobby that lives down the street, and like now he's a grown ass man, and he's just reintroducing
He's
himself.
Cool Whip.
Yes. So we got to the bottom of Cool Whip.
That was amazing. It was so
Awesome.
cool. Tom was so happy.
Oh, that is good. Well, thank everybody for dropping those reviews, and also the Leah Miller review, which was a share. That's another great way to get it out there. Share it on social media with your friends. We appreciate them all. I appreciate them all.
There is another person who was upset about the Apple
Who's that?
Android thing. Jessica Garan was like, well, I have an Android. What am I supposed to do?
Okay. All right. That's okay.
So,
then. I thought you were going to
listen.
say like
Listen, we got to find a way
Jamie
for
or
these
something
people
like
to
that.
review this.
All right. So what are we running for this week?
Well, I'm running. I said for chafing, but that sounds awful. I'm not running for chafing. I'm running to heal my chafing. Is that a better way of putting that? Probably. So on Saturday, I already posted this or Michael posted this in our stories. It was really hot out, and I decided to run with just my vest on instead of like my a tank top. And the bottom of my vest hit my back, and I did not know how bad it was, and it was really hot and really humid, and so I was really sweaty, and I guess like I couldn't feel it because it was like,
You poor thing.
I don't know, wet and slippery. I don't really know.
Oh my God.
So I didn't know what was happening, and I have a chafe mark that is like the length of my entire back, and then there's like these two like really big spots on it that are like just now scabbing, and it's just it's really itchy and really terrible, and I am miserable. And yesterday and this morning when I was running, my shirt was rubbing against it, and I wanted to die. It's awful. Chafing sucks. Buy yourself some squirrel's nut butter and lube it up.
And I cleaned them with rubbing alcohol.
Oh my God, he did. I'm like, they need to get cleaned because so when I tried to get in the shower, I obviously chafing sucks in the shower. So I didn't quite fully wash my back as good as I should have because I didn't want the water to just be sitting there running on it. So I'm like, they need to get cleaned out, and we didn't have any anything else that was gonna disinfect it. So I was like, do it with the rubbing alcohol wipes. It was a mistake, guys. Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
No.
Fresh
Did you put
chafing.
Aquaphor?
No, I didn't. But I don't have any.
Oh.
So I used some Neosporin.
Yeah. Aquaphor's great, or just like diaper rash cream is actually really good for it.
Yeah. I didn't go to CVS like I meant to.
I feel like I've seen you run in a sports bra before, and I've always been like, I can't believe your vest doesn't chafe, because that's actually part of the reason why I haven't bought a vest, because I'm so worried that it's going to chafe me, not on my back because I'm too chubby to run in a sports bra, but my arms, that's my concern, that it's going to chafe my arms.
But that's one of the spots under my arms and on the underneath my tricep area. I always make sure that is really, really well lubed up. And even on my back, I usually have him put the squirrel's nut butter underneath the sports bra line and into where the thing comes down if I'm wearing just the vest. And I've never had problems. And this time I don't know whether there was just because I put it on myself. I have to make sure he does it to make sure he covers that whole area.
You're just going to have to Superman that hoe.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right. Diana, what are you running for?
I am running for hangover recovery because I punked out of my run on Sunday and ran today. So I think when we get to our Ask Us Anything, I want to get everyone's opinion on running when you don't feel well, because I don't like it, and I delayed my run. So that's what I was running for this week.
I'm running to run into a taper and run a little less for the next couple weeks before a race. I'm kind of, that like 5-6 week block, I'm over it. I'm ready to ease back in and head into a race.
Most blocks are like, I was thinking about this the other week or the other day, and like most people's blocks are like 18 weeks because like they do like marathon training is usually 18 weeks, and like our blocks have become so short. So like when we were both like, I'm really tired of doing this, I'm like, I don't know what happened. I feel like I've punked out because like I used to like be really religious about like my marathon training for like 18 full weeks and be fine with it. I think, I don't know. I'm going to blame Michael.
Probably true. I mean, look, I would say like if you happen to listen to Running on Tap, I would be the opposite of Kyle, who has been marathon training since January for a race in the fall, and they
were doing a review of like their training again, and Michael's joked around. He's like, "Yeah, week 45 of my training plan." Sorry, guys, we love you, Kyle.
Yes, no, it's just that I am like the exact opposite.
He's the anti-Kyle.
I mean, I think we generally have higher base miles in general, like year round.
Yeah,
but so I think that's why and also like we had like the Grand Canyon thing, so we had a short amount of time in between, so it was weird. We could only fit so many weeks in there.
No, I agree. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've just lost some of my commitment to it.
Yeah,
and I do wish I had that back. Anyway, what are you running for, Tom?
I mean, I got to go with the 5-star reviews. We asked, and y'all showed up, and we really, really, really appreciate it. Both Apple and non-Apple alike. We appreciate all your kind words, and now I guess I have a new goal is to prepare for when I die on that mountain, I guess.
That'll make you a goal getter.
Yes.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, you rest of shit.
All right, so our goal getters. So Karate Chop blew us away again. He did his fastest half marathon in 1 hour and 26 minutes. It's unbelievable.
Like, not even like a race. He's just like, la-di-da, I'll go out there, do a half marathon.
It's bonkers. Like, it's so fast. So fast. Like, I've been running at like, for my all outs on the treadmill, I'll like go to like a 7.5, sometimes an 8, and I feel like I'm running the fastest any human has ever run. Like, so it's so crazy to me. All right, so nice job, Karate Chop. And then perfectly imperfect Maria, who I just love to death. She's going to be on an upcoming episode of Inside the Runner Studio. She says, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I seriously need to get my anxiety under control. I've been stress eating like a maniac and felt it this past weekend with an awful 5K. Hoping I can finish my 9-mile training run this weekend. Awesome. You can do it. A bad day doesn't ruin your training. Just
it's fine. And you're not a Debbie Downer. No. We all have been there. We all get it.
Yeah. A bad day or a bad week and all that, like, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah. She's, by the way, if you guys don't follow her on Instagram, she's been doing a bunch of, like, TikToks of her dopey training, and they legit just make me laugh out loud. She's so cute. Like, just enjoy her. All right, Robert. My last goal was to beat my time at Double Trouble 15K from 2019, which was a 2:03:55. The weather cooperated with a pleasant 65 this morning, and I ran holy crap, I ran a 1:41:16. Oh my God, you took off like almost 20 minutes. No, wait, more than 20 minutes. I can't do math.
22 minutes.
Oh my God. That's insane. I don't read. It's obvious I don't read these beforehand. It's all new information. Oh my God. I don't read the show notes. Up next, same goal, this time for another repeat race coming around at the Belmont Plateau 5K cross country, where I ran a 26, 28 in 2018. So, oh my gosh, we'll see. We'll see what he can do. Raph, he'll kill it. He's going to do awesome. Raph, I'm going to run every day for the rest of August. Ooh, that's a good goal. That's a Tom level goal. And I'm going to increase my mileage by a sensible 10% each week so I don't burn myself out like I've always done in the past.
That is a good goal.
Yeah.
Very sensible. He is right about that.
Prevent the burnout. Jessica Grand, probably moving into a new house in the next 2 to 3 months. Goal is to still be married by the end of the contracts, negotiation, and moving. I love it. I love it. See, your goals don't have to be all running related. We went from a casual house looking to full steam ahead looking in negotiations. And in the middle of this economy. Good God.
Good luck.
And then Jamie, who is just out there killing it, as always. I can't wait to see this race that he's eventually going to do with Michael. Completed my trail race without falling or dying. Oh, that's a good goal for you, Tom. And then the Mystic Mayhem Trail Race at Lake Norman.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, he asked for advice, and we said that was
Don't
our
fall.
advice.
Like, our advice was literally don't fall.
Don't fall, don't die.
That's unrealistic.
We got beach runner who is Megan. She didn't get eaten by sharks during the Hammerhead Ocean Marathon, and she finished 6th in her age group, and her time was faster than her swim during her half Ironman. All during super rough red flag conditions.
Wow. Get it, girl.
Wow.
That seems dangerous.
That's, I mean, not getting eaten by a shark is probably the most important part of that sentence. Lynn, speaking of swimming, her daughter Julia, who we've talked about a few times, and now says she's podcast famous, swam a half-mile ocean race, and her goal was to beat her friend who had beat her in the open water swim 5K she had done by a few seconds. She achieved her goal in swimming it in 11:38 and beat her friend by 7 seconds.
It counts.
That's funny.
She
was second overall female and first in her age group.
Wow.
Yeah. And like she just mentioned, she had swam her first 55K a couple weeks ago, and she came in the top 8 women. Like,
God.
Like of all age groups, including like adults and stuff. Yeah. So she's out there killing it. We got Greg in Orlando, who is joining us at Rockin' the Knob. And his goal is to get through it uninjured. Tom, there's another goal for you.
Yep.
He's also he's developing alternate high mileage, low strength, low mileage, high strength weeks for his 2022 ultras. So I guess he's alternating that. We got M. Harrell, Melissa, who today the day she wrote that, which I guess was a couple days ago, she was exactly halfway to her goal of running 150 miles in the month. She's hoping she can keep it up. 150 miles, that's
a good amount
of miles.
That's a lot, I feel like.
Yeah, that's a lot. Anna runs on coffee.
A month? 150 miles a month.
Yes.
Yep.
Get out of
Dana's
here.
trying to do math.
A little less than 40 a week, like 35-ish a week, 37 a week. I guess. Yeah.
Anna Runs on Coffee says her goal is to continue to disappoint her friends by not going to Marathon Weekend. She says that consistency is the key to success. I mean, that's really good. Consistency is the key to success, Anna. I agree.
That's true.
We sent Anna Runs on Coffee some oatmeal raisin cookies because we heard that they were her favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, Jack... his latest goal was to run his fastest mile yet, which he did, and he not only did that, but he won a virtual competition he was in. And I looked it up on Strava because we talked about him last week and said that we stalk him on Strava. And that mile was done at a 5:38. He did a 5:38 mile.
God.
Oh my God.
So my
Ridiculous.
question to Jack was, how was the Olympics?
Did you learn any Japanese while you were there?
He actually sent a message today because he was listening to our last episode and we had mentioned him on Goal Getters for the first time, and he was super appreciative of it. And he said he is super shy, so that's why he doesn't. But we're glad you're sharing, and great job, 5:38. God. I can't even, that's like a number I can't even imagine, like I don't even strive for that because that's like unimaginable to me.
Like, I wouldn't even register for a 5K if that was my pace because I wouldn't get the value out of spending time at the 5K. Like,
oh, God. Angie shared a meme that said, by age 30, you should have a dog, anxiety, and a dog with anxiety. And she said that her and Andrew have accomplished that goal. She also mentioned that Andrew PR'd his 5K on a training run and got a 25:47.
Nice.
He's getting fast.
He's getting real fast.
Yeah. So that's our goal getters, guys.
Awesome. Thank you all. If you would like to be a goal getter, always look for the amazing posts I put up at last minute. Or you can email the show at willrunforpodcast@gmail.com.
I will say, for last minute, people came through like monsters this time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and I have a goal. So remember, one of my goals way back in January was to run a 5K without stopping. Well, I registered for a race in September to attempt that. So
nice.
It's not a pace goal. I don't care how fast I do it.
You just want to do the whole thing.
As long as I don't walk at all.
Nice.
So
nice.
We'll see. And I did it in September because if I fail, I have several months to try again.
There you go.
Hopefully it's not like ridiculously hot in September still.
Yeah.
But you'll have to keep that in mind. It is a little warm in September.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Well,
So
the pace-
just
yeah.
no, I was just gonna say, so just make sure
Ease back on the pace,
ease back on pace so that you can accomplish that goal.
yep. So
If it's
we
hot.
shall see. Again, I did it on the treadmill, so let's see if I can do it in real life. So I'm going to try and do it a couple more times on the
that
treadmill.
is real life.
So
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I am just so much better. I know people like hate the treadmill. I love the treadmill.
I love the treadmill.
I hate
I
it.
love the treadmill. Like,
Yeah.
I want one for like the home, honestly.
I was trying to think back like to when I was really good and had like I wonder whether the treadmill did help me, because I feel like when I'm on the treadmill, you can't change pace. Like you're kind of forced to go that pace, and it kind of trains you to
be more
know
consistent.
exactly what an 11-minute mile feels like, exactly what a 10:30 mile feels like. So I could do like 2-3 miles, and then when I would go outside, I would feel like I could pace myself at a 10:30 outside because I kind of already knew exactly what that felt like.
Yep. I don't know, like I feel better when I'm running outside if I've done some work on the treadmill. And my pace when I'm not doing that a lot is so inconsistent because I'm an interval runner. So I don't know. I feel like I like blow myself out when I'm running, and then my walk is so slow. And so like if I'm on the treadmill, my intervals are like even more consistent. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about maybe returning now that the gym downstairs, and there's really not anyone down there anyway. Now that the treadmills downstairs are pretty open and available regularly now, returning to some treadmill miles and doing like 5 to 6 miles consistently on it to see whether I could get like some of my speed back. Because I feel like that might be a piece of what I'm missing. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what I've been missing for a while.
Even if you do it once a week,
I don't know.
Yeah, you've been killing it though. I don't know. I feel like Orange Theory, and you've just been doing all that speed work. Like, I don't know. I think you're doing awesome.
I think after a little rest, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope
it's
so.
hard.
It was just
It's
a
hard when
bad
you're doing
couple
well, and
days.
then mentally you're not there.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, I have something for you this week. I went out to our listeners, as you know, and did a little Ask Us Anything segment. And we got some questions.
Should I be
All right,
nervous?
We're going into these blind, so.
The first one is for Michael.
Okay.
Why are you the way that you are? Anna Runs on Coffee would like to know, why are you the way you are?
Well,
But then she also says that it's by Maria. So really, it's the two of them trolling you.
Well, I mean, I understand. There's some things that are hard to comprehend in this universe. Like the Big Bang, black holes, my
Ability to kill all things that bring people joy.
my love of joy and love of all things amazing, and my love of things that are quality and disdain of things that are not quality.
All right. And a more serious question, guys. Perfectly Imperfect Maria would like to know what races you would never do again.
It's a good question.
Oh, that is a good question.
Just spitballing here, but in October, if you ask me that question, it's going to be rocking the knob.
Oh my god.
You know, it's funny that when we were done with Rocking the Knob, Michael and I said unequivocally we would never do that race again. It was the we
Most difficult,
were so beaten down at the end of it
Yeah.
that I honestly thought that my real answer would have been Rocking the Knob, and then we signed up for it again.
Yeah, because we really loved it.
I feel like that always happens.
The funny part is I say that I'll never do this race again for a lot of races, like the Ocean City Half Marathon in New Jersey. I say it every single year, and then I do it every single year.
I'm kind of the same way. Like, I had said I was never going to do Baltimore again, and I was actually sticking to that. And then the pandemic happened, and I think I was so anxious to register for anything. I registered for King Crab, but I think this is going to be my last year for Baltimore. It's just that I've done it a ton.
Yeah.
So you've done
more than
it enough.
anything else. And I'm never, after the 50th, I'm not doing Shamrock anymore. I told Tom that. It's like, it's a fun race. But that the drive just puts me in such a bad mood, and I'm in a bad mood like the entire week leading up to it because I hate the drive so much. And it's only 4 hours, so it's not that far, but I hate it. And it I'm just done.
I have one.
Do you?
Marine Corps. I would never run it.
Yeah.
Again. I don't like that size race.
Yeah.
At all.
That makes
that's
sense.
just not for me. That's just not the style. That's not the type of race I enjoy at all. Just way too many people. It's just not my thing.
I guess I have a second, real quick. The Baltimore 10 miler that we did this year, but it was in Hunt Valley and it was really hot and very hilly. That Running on Tapped have called the Hunt Valley Hellscape.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do it in Hunt Valley again. I don't know.
I
didn't realize how hilly it was up there. I might just avoid races in Hunt Valley.
Every race in Hunt Valley.
Every race in Hunt Valley. I just might avoid.
I'm trying to think of what I wouldn't do. So a couple races, and I love his race series, but the Good Day for a Run races are that they have at the wineries. The two that I did, because you run in between the vineyards, it's like
funky.
the footing is really bumpy and weird, and so I didn't really enjoy those races that much, but I feel bad saying that because I really love the Good Day for the Run people, and you get glasses of a wine glass goblet at the end, and you get wine, and they're really fun races, and I highly recommend them if that's your thing. I didn't like the terrain on the couple that I did. And then I don't want to blanketly say this, but I don't really have any desire to run in Philly except for maybe Broad Street again. And the Philly half is a little different, but any run that runs down to City Hall and then back around and then goes down the what road is that? I can't even remember the name of the road that goes around the river. No, the river that you run down the river and out and back. Kelly Drive. Yeah, you run out and back, and that's all you do for every single Philly race. Like the Love Run, you do it. The Hot Chocolate Race, you do it. The Rocky 10 miler, you do it. Like every single race is the exact same course. So I'd say pretty much every Philly race.
There you go.
Gotcha. It is weird. Like there are some races that are local and I'm like, I do it every year and it doesn't matter. And I don't have like a rhyme or a reason for like why I'm thinking that. Like I do Soul of the City like every year. And I do like the course, but like I don't know why I like that race so much. Like where it's like I'm not doing Baltimore anymore. Maybe it's a distance thing. I'm like I'm cool running like a 10K in the city, but I don't want to do like another half.
Like a combination of distance and location and all that, you know.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've beaten that one to death. What you got?
I have another one from Anna Runs on Coffee. Who would your dream running buddy be besides Anna, of course? Will they slow down for me?
I was just going to ask
I
that.
don't have to run their speed,
it's a dream,
right?
So,
like,
I would say yes, it's a dream.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Then for ultra running, Courtney. Because she's just amazing. See, Courtney or Maggie. Can I run with two? Courtney and Maggie?
You can run with one person, that's it.
But I love them both.
And you have to kill the other person.
What?
Wow.
Wow, this got violent.
The stakes are so high.
Courtney
I don't know who
Dauwalter.
you're talking about.
Courtney Dauwalter. She's a trail running maniac. Yeah, you'll have to look her up. She does some really amazing long distance runs. She has run like at Big's backyard. She ran 268 miles. Yeah.
I don't know who I would pick. It's tough. I would say probably someone on my level, like Einstein.
You'd run with Einstein?
Why?
Running with Einstein.
What do you think of that movie? That'd be an amazing movie.
I don't even know what just happened.
No, I don't know. That's weird. Like, I don't know. It's a tough one. Dream running partner. I'm gonna say karate on the beach with karate, and then
slowly.
We hug in the waves at the end, like Rocky.
I like it.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna say that.
What about you, Tom?
Mine would be my wife.
She's like side-eyeing you and behind you.
We don't even run together like normally for me to be your dream partner. Is it because we don't run together? And you want to?
Oh gosh.
Who's my dream partner to run with?
Oh my God.
Because I'm slow, and then we would be out there for a while. I would want someone interesting to talk to.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Probably someone with some life experience. I don't know. The Rock? Can I run with The Rock?
Yeah,
The Rock
it's your
would be
dream
good.
running
The
partner.
Rock.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be someone from running.
good
I
one.
just picked her because she's my hero and she's very down to earth and
But
lovely.
He's just going to sell you tequila the whole
You
time.
can run with
Fine.
I'd buy it. Well, for me, and my mind immediately went here. I would say Tom Hiddleston because he runs 5 miles every morning. And then when he was losing all that weight for that role, he was running like 10 miles every morning. So he's a runner. See, originally I was going to go with my boy Chris because he's my favorite, but I've never heard about him running. So I don't want him like to bitch the whole time and me to be turned off by that.
Yeah.
So I want someone who's going to be like super positive and like keep me entertained. So it's going to be Hiddleston. It's got to be Hiddleston for me.
I think that's a good one. Yeah, that's good thinking there. Those are good ones.
Yeah, my brain went straight to runners. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Otherwise, I can go to my boy Thor.
Wait, can I say
he's gonna run shirtless, right?
Sure, it's a dream.
I think it'd be fun to run with Thumbs Up Ken.
Oh.
And Carissa, my girl Carissa.
Oh, you love her.
She all right.
Wait, who are we talking about?
She was hanging out with Jonathan Van Ness on Instagram.
Carissa is the Run Disney race announcer.
She's married to Jeff Galloway's son.
Okay.
Yeah, Carissa Galloway.
I know the Disney races, but I don't know all that ins and outs stuff.
And she used to be like when the Magical Express was a thing, she would do the video that you would see on the Magical Express.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, Raph wants to know, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? So a giant horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses. So little mini horses.
I have an immediate answer to this.
Me too.
And it's 100 duck-sized horses because I'm scared of horses. This is a Diana fun fact. Like really afraid of them. And I realized the other day that it was the size of the horse that freaks me out.
They're
so
big,
I can't be around it. So if there was a duck that big and birds freak me out too, like it would be too much. It would be too much. Like I might pass out. Like I can't.
See, I went the opposite way because it's only one thing to focus on. And if we learned anything from Brandon Fraser's The Mummy, it's that, the scarabs, they're small, but there's a lot of them, and they'll crawl up under your skin and kill you. Go with the big thing.
I'm with you, Michael. And, you see movies where, like, the hero finds, like, a animal, and then they don't like each other in the beginning. They kind of fight, and then they sort of have this mutual respect, and then now it's the hero's steed. So, like, if I could best the horse-sized duck, yeah, and show and get and earn its respect, maybe I could then ride that duck
like a hippogriff.
Exactly like a hippogriff. So I would go with the singular foe as well.
Yeah, I mean, you guys all make excellent points. I think that I would go for the duck as well, the one singular duck, and then I would try and
I feel
ride
like you guys are all underestimating the size of a horse. They are so big, it's unnerving. Like they shouldn't be that big.
I've ridden on a horse. I've ridden a horse.
Can you imagine the nightmare that it would be if there was 100 tiny horses in this apartment right now?
It would be like the Indian in the cupboard. It would be adorable.
The Indian in the cupboard.
Oh, God.
I mean, how would you feel about 100 rats in the apartment? And they're half the size of those horses.
I feel like rats are different because they're like bitey and scratchy and they carry the plague. And I feel like horses aren't any of those things.
All right. We're back to a serious question. Angie wants to know, at what point did you each feel comfortable saying, I am a runner? I feel like that's actually a really hard question.
It's a really hard question.
Because I feel like that is one of those things that like, even we had that one review that was like, I'm new and I move. And I think that was one of the things that I said on when I described the podcast on Film Hags as like, part of our thing is that we want people to know that everyone is a runner. Like if you move your body in a forward motion and run a race or do a race or whatever, and you're out there, then you're a runner. Like you're moving your body forward. But I don't know that I felt that way when I first started. So I totally understand the mentality of not feeling that way.
Yeah, I think for me it was somewhere maybe when I finished my first half.
You don't really feel like you've thought of yourself as a runner before that?
I may have. I don't know. I don't really get caught up in that kind of thing, though. So maybe I'm a little different in that way. Like I don't really care about like labels and stuff all that much in general.
Well, I don't either, but I
I'm not
still
saying
feel
it's
like
bad,
when
but
the
I
first,
just personally,
like when I was first going out, I definitely wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go for a run. I was like, oh, I'm going to go like for a walk run thing and I'm going to jog, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean,
which in my head, a jog was not the same as a run. I don't know.
I guess I get that. Like to me, I don't know. I don't like, but I understand that people do, in their heads parse it out, and it's, harder for people
it's
to
so
understand
weird.
It.
Because for myself, I always think about myself as a runner, but I feel like when I'm talking to other people that aren't like actively in the running community, I always give like a caveat where, because people are always like, when I say like I'm a runner and I do like half marathons and marathons, like I feel like people always kind of look surprised, and I'm always like, well, I'm like a slow runner. I'm not like a good runner. And I feel I still give that caveat to like.
I don't like that, Diana.
Like,
stop it.
Well, I'm a slow I'm like a runner, but I'm like a slow runner. But like in the running community, I don't do that.
Yeah, I think
but,
it's
like,
because people outside think like, oh, you run, like all they see is like an elite runner kind of stuff. They don't realize that anybody who does these things as a runner or doesn't do them, but just goes out, So, I think when you're talking to somebody outside, I can understand that, like, self-consciousness or whatever, because they don't have that same understanding as somebody in it.
Well, like, so a girl, I was telling you that a girl I went to college with, she texted me the other day and asked me how fast I run half marathons. And like, it was out of the blue. I don't really talk to her very often. I think it's been like months since I've talked to her. It's been years and years since I've seen her. And so I gave her like a couple answers of like, well, I guess that's a loaded question. It depends. Like, this is what my PR is. But like, if I were to do an average run, like half marathon, I'd be at this pace, and then I fun run. So like, and she said, well, my brother just asked me to do a half marathon, and I went out and I did 7.5 miles, but it took me forever. So I guess I have a really she cross trained. So I guess she walked 7.5 miles. So, I mean, I'm like, first of all, you're at a really good start point. And she was like talking. So she was like, well, I don't really think I'm not like a runner. And I'm like, you literally just did 7.5 miles. You're a
that's
runner.
a huge
like,
run.
That's like a run. She's like, well, I feel like I have a long way to go. I'm like, yeah, but like, don't discount the fact that you ran. Even if you feel like it was really slow. Yeah. And I think when I calculated it, it would have been like a 12:30 maybe. But I don't really know offhand.
Yeah,
but to me, that's like there's nothing wrong with that.
That's a run.
Like she's running.
That's a run.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that's such a weird question, like, as well. Like, I used to listen, and they don't do a show anymore, but the Not Real Runners podcast with John and Sarah always made me laugh. Like, they always felt like asking someone what their PR was like such a personal question. Like, and for me, I kind of feel that way, and I guess it's because I'm self-conscious about my pace, where, like, I'm like, for the love of God, please don't ask me, like, how fast I run. Like, John would always say, look, what are you going to ask me next? Like, what my social security number is? He's like, it's private. Like, it's for me to know. And I don't know, like, in my brain, like, I've always just kind of kept it that way. But I think I don't know, if I was running like what Karate Chop was running, I'd be like making billboards. So I don't know.
But you know what's weird?
Like,
I feel like sometimes I have, like in the Team Shenanigans group, sometimes I felt the opposite. Like I sometimes felt weird that I was in a group of like these fun runners who ran like these fun runs and like almost prided themselves on doing like a 3.5 hour half marathon. And so like, I think I felt weird being like a faster runner in that group sometimes. Like,
see, and I always felt
opposite.
I always felt like that was sneaky, though, because they were fast runners and had time for the shenanigans because they were fast runners. Like, I feel like
Only
there was like
a handful of them.
Like, there were like some people that, I guess it was all people, right? Like, some people would run really, really fast and even like and have time to do all this crazy stuff. And
yeah,
then,
Ryan and Ian and those guys. But then you had like, Brittany, who was an average runner. You had Carly, who's an average runner. You have Sandy Began. You had Laura Bailey, like Anita and them. They were all walk runners, intervalers who, their average half marathon is over 2:30.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess because like my PRs were so slow when I first started, I was like below average with my pace. So I remember the first time Brittany was like, run with me. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, that was, we had to convince you to run with us at Shamrock.
Yeah, because I thought I was too slow.
Yeah, I don't know. I struggle with this one because like there's a bunch of different thoughts on it. Like if you run in any capacity, I feel like you've earned the right to call yourself a runner. Obviously, there's many, many different flavors of that. For me, where I struggle is I am a run walker. I don't know that I could complete some of these distances if I didn't have my intervals. And intervals, to me, and this is 100% just individual, intervals to me have been my crutch, but they've also been the reason why I can complete some of these distances.
Yeah.
And that's earned me the confidence to keep going and to keep showing up and to keep, working at it, right? So, like, I wouldn't say that I'm the same caliber of runner to pick on him as, like, a Karate Chop, but I don't have to be. There are elites, there are middle of the pack, and there are back of the pack. And anybody that shows up, I feel like you've earned that right. Now, if you just walk the entire way, you're physically not running, right? If you just completely walk the entire way, you're not doing the action of running. But I definitely run while I run walk. So,
So if you complete... If you complete a half marathon, right, and you only walked it, like if you fast walked it, what would you consider that person just a fast walker? I don't really know. I would say
you're a half marathon. You're a half marathoner.
You're a half marathoner.
Okay, that's it. You've completed
that's kind
that
of
distance.
a different question.
Yeah.
Is what makes you a runner that you've run a race? Because there's so many runners. There's some runners that like literally never run a race. But they're still a runner, right? So
we have a friend that completed Dopey walking. He did not run Dopey.
Okay.
He walked Dopey, but he still walked 48 miles over. Yeah.
Oh my God,
he completed that challenge. So that's really why I do it, is to prove to myself that I can physically complete these distances.
So do you feel comfortable calling yourself a runner? Circling back to Angie's actual question of when did you feel comfortable?
I would say yes, but it's more of a run walker, and I would put that moniker on it. Not saying that it's a negative, but like if someone's like, "Hey, do you want to go for a run?" and they invite me, I want them to know that this is my experience. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I can do.
I get that.
So maybe we're not going to go out and be at the same pace, right? And so, thinking forward to things like Space Coast, I'm glad we're fun running that, but I'm going to be intervaling it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's interesting because you're more concerned about the intervals, where like I don't even think about that. Like for me, it's like more pace that makes me self-conscious. Like, because I feel like most people do some type of intervals. So it's like I'll just throw out like I'm an interval runner sometimes, but like I don't know. I don't feel like that has a negative connotation.
All right. Well,
thought-provoking content.
That is a good.
Yes.
That's a very good question, though.
it was.
I mean, I consider myself a runner, but like I said, sometimes I put a little asterisk beside it when I'm talking to non-running community people.
Back to the not so serious questions. Jennifer Fink would like to know, would you rather eat a live fish or a rotten tomato?
Rotten tomato.
A rotten tomato.
What?
A live
fish?
fish?
How big is a live fish? Can it be a goldfish?
Oh yeah, there's a caveat.
I mean,
there.
it doesn't say. It just says live fish.
Yeah,
This
I
is
could
how you
swallow
turn
a
into-
goldfish.
That's how you turn into Gollum.
It's a slippery slope.
Precious.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
halfway there. I don't know if you've seen me, but I'm halfway there. So
So when I was in Korea, we went to this little fishing village where you picked out your fresh fish by looking at the tank of all the fish that was still alive. And that's how you decided what you were going to eat. And we ate sushi. It wasn't alive. We got some octopus and they chopped the head off. But the legs and tentacles were still moving because the nerves weren't dead yet. And so it was... I didn't eat it, but my friend that I was with ate one, and it suction cupped its little suction thingy to the side of his cheek, and he was like in the middle of talking, and he didn't bite down hard. He had just been saying to us too, like, you have to make sure you bite down as soon as you put it in your mouth to make sure the nerve is dead. And he was talking as he put it in his mouth, and it suction cupped to the side of his mouth, and I freaked out.
Oh my god.
And so just the idea of anything live, I'm going to eat a rotten tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Tom's going to eat a goldfish.
I
God.
think that's
Yeah.
a fair one because you could just swallow it.
you just swallow it.
But like, it's cute and it's looking at you. Like, Tom, don't eat me.
Hey, don't judge my choices.
I don't know. I feel like a bad vegetable is better than some type of meat.
Like, how rotten is rotten though? Like, is it like moldy and green and like, I don't know, some rotten tomatoes if they've been sitting there for a while.
True.
I don't know. I'm just so weird about like meat sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like if there's like one weird piece of chicken in something, like you can't take another
I
bite
hate
of
that.
your entire
Yes,
meal.
Absolutely.
So like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just so weird about meat sometimes. So
You don't want it raw and wriggling.
Oh gosh. All right.
fine.
Emperel just simply wants to know who's doing marathon weekend. The simple answer to that is Michael is doing just the marathon.
Yes.
And I am doing Goofy.
Yes.
Diana and Tom are sitting it out.
Yes.
The end of that one. Matt Frumpa would like to answer us to answer how much wood can a woodchuck chuck? If a wood could chuck. No, I'm not going to be able to do that.
If a woodchuck would.
Yes.
I would say a cord.
What?
A cord of wood.
I don't even know what is a cord of wood.
That's how you measure firewood.
Oh, apparently.
Yeah, cord.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No. Did you, Tom?
Yes, I knew that. I'm no slub.
is a wood. All right. Here's a dumb question.
Oh
Isn't
my
a
god.
woodchuck a groundhog?
I was gonna say, is a woodchuck a real animal?
That's the Are you thinking about the jackalope?
A jackalope.
That's because
Like, because I know there's like a beaver, right? And there's a groundhog. Is
I
a
think
woodchuck one of them? Or like
I thought they
so
were
dumb.
groundhogs.
I'm so stupid.
I thought they were groundhogs.
A woodchuck?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a groundhog. I thought it was like a, I don't know.
I don't-
No,
I was thinking, like,
are people
of, like,
Googling?
of like Full House. Remember, weren't they woodchucks? Like,
Oh yeah, the Joey had the
and like
Groundhogs have many colorful names, including Whistle Pig for their tendency to emit short, high-pitched whistles. They're also known as land
Whistle
beavers.
Pig.
They're known as land beavers, but their most famous nickname is woodchuck.
Well, there you
okay.
go. It's a groundhog.
I'm going to call them
Okay.
land beavers.
Land beavers.
I'm gonna call them whistle pigs.
Oh,
We have a ton.
gosh.
We have maybe that's why I didn't know, because we have a ton of groundhogs around here.
All right, so we got a question from RB on Instagram, who is Tom's friend Raul. He has a question that he wanted to submit, but ran out of space on Insta Story. What is your go-to move to get hyped, motivate yourself in the middle or at the end of a run when you feel yourself getting tired? I've seen people slap themselves in the face or the chest and yell, "Let's effing go." Put their sunglasses on dramatically, throw water on their face. I've done all of the above, but I'm not a fan of rolling up my sleeves or removing compression sleeves if I'm wearing any.
Wow.
I feel
So
like
great.
it's a move I can do only once per run, so I save it for when I really need to change my mentality to get through a run. So what do you guys do besides beat your chest and yell, "Let's effing go"?
Let's see. Yeah, I've definitely done that. I usually give myself a twister. No, I don't do that.
Solid move. Solid move.
What just happened?
I think the only time I've ever actually done something like this, and maybe the end of a couple races, but I don't actually do anything. Like, I just get in my head, like, no, I'm just going to do this now and finish it off. Like, I don't know. Like, this.
I yell at myself at the end of a race.
Yeah,
a lot.
I'll
Like where
curse at myself,
I
yeah.
will like curse a lot in my head, and I mean I don't know if it "let's effing go," but it's usually like "don't effing quit," like "don't be an effing p word."
Yeah.
Get this S done.
Yeah, I mean, it's like having that mantra. I know I was really into Mindy Project, and one of her things was, "I'm a warrior. My warrior name is Beyonce Pad Thai." So I literally will sometimes repeat that when I'm running. I don't know. A lot of times I'll like start singing along to the music like out loud. Sometimes
That's a good one.
that helps me,
Yeah.
because I always run with music.
I don't think I've ever physically done anything to myself. It's just all been in my head.
No, a lot of times my back gets tight, so I do that like thing where I like kind of like wave my arms behind me.
Oh, yeah.
And that feels like it loosens me up and kind of gets me ready to go.
Usually I'll find like I do have several songs that have those parts in it that have like primal screams or like a run on lyrics, and I'll just go all out during certain parts of songs, or like try to maintain a quicker beat or something like that. But it's all to music. Like that's why I run with music, because I have nothing but crutches. All I have is crutches. I have my intervals. I have all this stuff, but like certain songs really get me to where I need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
good.
you build your
I get that.
playlists kind of around that too, right?
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm terrible at that. I'm so bad with my playlist. Because Tom's so good. He makes a playlist for like everything he does. I have like literally just a running playlist that has like 150 songs on it, and then I just shuffle it every time I run, which isn't helpful. It's helpful like sometimes,
But then there are some songs that if they come on towards the end of a run,
yeah.
it's like a safety net for me, because I'm like, okay, you just have to go hard during this next song, and you can just kind of zone out and be in the music during that period of time.
Makes sense, yeah.
You know, and that's like my superpower, is like nothing's going to be painful during the, this song.
Yeah.
It's all painful, but
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense.
All right, guys. Well, we had a few more, but we have really gone into depth on some of the questions. So we're gonna
save 'em for
hold
next time.
those questions for the next time, and we'll do another Ask Us Anything session. This was fun. Thanks, guys. I'm really grateful for you guys sending in some questions.
Yes.
Yeah, these were
I
good.
really enjoyed that some of you went the random route and sent like just some of the most ridiculous questions. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, this was a supersized, listener-driven episode with all the go-getters and the reviews and these questions. So we really, really appreciate all of you guys.
Yeah, we didn't have to do anything, so it was awesome.
Yeah, it was very nice. So this is Tom.
Why we've got more stuff
Oh my
to do.
goodness! Oh my goodness, guys! I was about to sign us off. Let's talk about something good.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Jesus Christ.
This is amateur hour. What's happening? It's embarrassing.
Oh, that was great.
It's my first time. It's my first time. So I will kick us off with something good. Simply, it's live music. We saw a concert last Friday, and we're seeing 2 concerts this week. If you know anything about little Tommy, he loves live music. So
I also know he doesn't like ankle-turning trail races. Live
That's
music
true.
and no ankle-turning trail races.
That's true.
well,
Also,
we're facing those fears.
the venues we're going to this weekend require vaccination. So we'll give you guys an update on what that process looks like.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, my something good this week is it was hard for me to decide, but Disney Plus has a ton of just new great content. Behind the Attraction was really good. And even for kind of a Disney nerd like me who knows way too much, there were still a couple things where oh, I didn't know that little tidbit, or that's a fun fact. So that was good. And then we started What If. So yeah, all the goodness on Disney Plus.
On the other side of things, on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Apple TV? Is it
Not a
Apple TV Plus?
No, plus.
There's no plus. Okay.
There's a plus, yeah.
Oh, I just thought you said there
think.
wasn't. All right. Apple TV. Ted Lasso. Another great comedy sitcom. Shockingly, Michael really loves it.
But-
And, well, there is a caveat. Ted Lasso, who is Jason Sudeikis? Yeah.
Hate that character so much.
Well, so he plays every white, Southern, stereotypical
I would say more Midwestern.
Midwestern. Yeah, you're
middle
right.
American,
Midwestern.
Yeah.
Stereotypical
Forrest Gumpian.
white guy. So, it just, I get why he doesn't like him. I feel like there are some other people who don't like the character, but the overall show and the ensemble and the fact that it takes place in the UK, so it's a little bit more British humor. It's a really funny show. It's also very heartwarming in some ways. The last episode, which was a Christmas episode in the middle of August, was probably one of the best Christmas episodes on a sitcom that I've ever watched. I really enjoy the characters. It's a really fun show.
My something good is running related. At the Bigfoot 200 this week, which is a race, 200-mile race. The good things about trail running came out in ultra running. So Katra Corbett, who's very prolific, super long distance runner, does all the 200 milers and stuff. She was about, I don't know, third of the way into a race, something like that, and came across a runner who was in serious distress, got him to an aid station, gave up her race to do it, just had to drop out of
That's
the race
awesome.
to help him out. And then the next day came back and was working an aid station and volunteering, and is also volunteering as a sweeper in the race to help out.
Yeah, she's Dirt Diva 333 on Instagram. She has 37,000 followers. She's just a very well known she's not a what you would call an elite
I
like
guess
she doesn't
she's
win
yeah.
her like
She's about my age.
yeah,
so.
she's not a first place winner, but she's just very well known within the
And
community.
incredibly prolific.
She's got a huge following, and part of the reason why she has a huge following is because of things like that she does.
Yeah. So it's just, I feel like that just speaks to what trail running is about.
That brings us to the end.
For real?
Are you sure?
For real
Are we
this,
sure?
For real this time. Again, thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. So this is Tom for Aaron, Michael, and Diana saying, the journey is never ending. There's always going to be growth, improvement, adversity. You just got to take it all in and do what's right. Continue to grow and continue to live in the moment.
Why is it so long? Like, I don't even understand what we're trying to do here with these,
Poor Tom.
these quotes.
Poor Tom. Just let him have it. Just let him have it. Tom, I appreciate your quotes. Enjoy the journey, guys.
Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
God.
Is that our new ending?
Bye.
Enjoy the journey?
Bye.
He keeps fingering his microphone.